Oh, wow. So, I'm listening to the news, and on the BBC News, there is an admission that J.K. Rowling, an author, a popular, famous author and writer, um, was once upon a time slapped by her husband. Wow. So, her husband was interviewed and said he didn't regret slapping her. Um, that's abusive. Yeah, that's abusive. I could write a book on domestic abuse. Hmm. In fact, I am. Hmm. I'm actually writing a book on family abuse. You could say I'm a little bit of an expert in it. And domestic terrorism. Yep, I'm an expert in how to terrorize people and how to come across as threatening and intimidating. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My ex-husband told the judge he's afraid of me. And it's funny. I don't believe I ever slapped him. Hmm. I do remember hitting him in the chest once to get him off of me because he was pinning me to the bed as per usual, screaming in my face, not letting me get free. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Um, he liked to use his fist a lot to intimidate his kids if they didn't do what he said. I hope he never actually hit him with the fist. He did smack our son once on the side of the head because he wasn't holding the hose right. But if I interfered with his parenting, it made things worse. I put up with him for 20 years. Yep. But he sure did interfere with my parenting. And I was trying to teach my children a better way, talking things out. And that didn't seem to really work so much. My one daughter is a screamer. I don't like to be screamed at, and she liked to scream. She was a screamer. So was my older sister. More than one sibling that's a screamer. I was slapped once by my mother. As an adult, she slapped me. We were having a discussion in which I criticized her parenting of her grandson, my nephew. And I told her if she keeps indulging him, it could backfire on him later. If every time his dad tells him no and he goes running to her and she says yes and contradicts what his dad said, he's not going to know who to listen to. He's going to try and get away with stuff, not take no for no, and disrespect his dad, or whatever. So my mom slapped me because she felt I was being disrespectful to her. And maybe I was. Maybe I was out of line. My nephew eventually did get in trouble with drugs and the police and stuff. I think he's doing better now. But J.K. Rowling was slapped by her husband and tossed out of the house, and her husband wouldn't let her get back into her baby until the next day. That sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. Being kept from your children, that's a form of torture. How do I know this? Because I'm terrified. And I'm not able to have access to my children. How do I know this? Because I have an ex-abuser who's using the court system to further abuse me. But that's okay, because I made mistakes as a parent, and some of my older children are also now abusive towards me. But that's okay, because I'm used to it. I'm a comedian. I'm used to being abused. These are good eggs. Good eggs. We all need good eggs. Good organic eggs. I hope my kids enjoy good eggs, because my kids are good eggs. Not perfect eggs, but they're good eggs. Comedians can be abusive. I once roasted another comedian. She wanted me to roast her. And I call her Baby Jesus. Baby Gabby Jesus. I said, well, Baby Jesus, the way I'd roast you is I would put a big long dick down your throat until it came out your butt, and then I'd turn you over on a spit over fire and roast you. And she goes, that would be abusive. I'm like, you think? Her jokes are often about dicks and going down on men. I thought she would appreciate that joke. Anyways, back to talking about domestic violence. We have a president that encourages domestic violence. Our president could actually be considered a domestic terrorist. I know these things because ever since he came into office, I've been terrified that he's not a very good president, and he could divide our country and cause civil unrest and potential civil war. Because he's a little bit of an idiot, in my opinion, and a white patriarchal narcissist, which I could also speak extensively on, because I know some that are abusive. And they like to kill, steal, and destroy. Or almost kill, steal, and destroy. And take money. Money. And point fingers and call names. Bully, threat, and intimidate people who are like me. And then laugh at us. Laugh at our heartache, because it's a big, fun game. It's like monopolizing corner on the market. Monopolizing a family or a group of people and being their leader. So we live in a scary time where police can be terrorists, turning on their own people, pointing rubber guns at reporters, or people who are in the wrong place at the wrong time trying to exercise their constitutional rights. So our rights are being eroded. I know these things because my rights have been eroded. Legally. Yep. But I'm a white woman. I'm not black. And I have had my civil rights violated but I have nowhere to turn to find retribution or restoration. Being respected is a hard thing to do these days. Getting respect. Respect for certain talents, like the ability to embrace satire. Obviously, I love my children because I didn't eat them. I let them poop and pee on me. I let them piss and shit on me. And I let them abuse me, too. Yeah. But they love me. I know they do. At least they did. I know they do love me. No, I think they still love me. They just have a hard time expressing it. And they have some memories of me that aren't too dignified. Funny, but not dignified. And I used to threaten to kill myself a lot. If that tells you anything about how I felt living with my first husband. But that's okay. I'm a comedian. I obviously have not tried to kill myself. And I don't have any plans to. I plan on living a long time. I'd rather stick around and annoy people with my opinions. Because I'm entitled to have an opinion on anything and everything. I'm a mom. Mom is an acronym for my opinionated mother. Upside down, it's wow. WOW can be an acronym too. White oppressed woman. Yeah, women can be oppressed too. And depressed and repressed and suppressed. And I really do hope we reform a lot of things. I hope we can reform the court system and the divorce system and the marriage system and the family system and the black and white thinking system and the good bad system, because everybody plays their own hero, their own villain, and their own victim. Just depends on what point in life you're at. When I was a little kid, I was a victim. And then when I was a young mom, I was a hero. Times when I was making my children happy, I was a hero. My first husband, I was a hero. Times I've been there for a friend, I'm a hero. And then people who don't like me, or they don't like what I have to say, or they don't like my viewpoint or my perspective, I can be a villain. Or if I get angry, I'm a villain. Or if I say anything that's an opposition to someone else, whether it's an opinion about a president or an opinion about what makes a good movie or a book or music or whatever, I can be the villain. I can play good cop, bad cop. In fact, I got kicked out of 3 bars for not drinking alcohol, drinking hot water and lemon, telling everybody I was a pirate, warding away scurvy, and insinuating that it was a good thing I didn't work for the feds, while I was surrounded by people talking about drugs and cleaning up a house. Yeah, that didn't go over too well. But the bar was right across the street from a police department. So I guess the police tolerate a lot in my town. And my jokes weren't going over too well. Why? Because I was working through the 7 deadly sins, and I was on the sin of lust. That's a fun sin. It's fun to lust. It's fun to have healthy lust for life. And I was just letting everybody know that I could undress them all, because you're supposed to do that when you're on stage. You're supposed to just look at your audience like they're all naked. I could undress them all, do whatever I want to them, put their clothes back on, and they wouldn't even know what happened. Imagination. You can do anything you want in your head, especially if you leave everybody alone in reality. Oh, the people that I've chopped to pieces. Just do a blazon on them. Just do a blazon. I could go on and 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 on about Trump's ugly butt lips and his grumpy ass frown that he constantly has on his face, and the idiotic things he says. And his call for violence in our streets against our own citizens. That's not cool. He's not a cool president. He deserves to have a toilet brush made in his image and scrub the toilet with a Trump brush. I wouldn't have one because I wouldn't want to spend the money on it. However, I could see the writing on the wall, and I said, which way do you want to go? We're up a shit creek without a paddle if we vote for Clinton, and it's a royal flush down the loo if we vote for Trump. I think I'm going to take a break now and go listen to the Fugs, Wide, Wide River. Or maybe Dire Straits, Industrial Disease. But yes, J.K. Rowling has been abused because she was slapped once. I've been abused, terrorized, especially by the woman on drugs who tried to pound my head into the pavement, tackled me down to the pavement and was trying to crack my head open. I survived that one. I'd like to introduce her to some people, but I won't because I'm not a lover of violence. I just know it does exist. And a lot of times it exists in certain types of men and women. And humans do have the right to try and defend themselves, usually. Unless, of course, you've got a big-ass camera and you're trying to film what's going on, and a police officer just whacks you with the can and tries to take your camera and punches you in the face and all that kind of shit. Damn. I almost went into journalism when I was going to college. That's a dangerous job these days. So, I'm glad that I didn't. I went into write poetry. That's an awesome career choice. I can kill it on the page.